In today's news, we're going to be talking about the PRS SE CE Satin and why I think it might be the most important guitar release of this year. The CE Satin is a new take on PRS's popular CE range, which was released in 2023. The point of the CE range is a stripped back, none of the flashy accompaniment, and just giving you the bare bones basics guitar that you will need. No ridiculously quilty tops, no over the top binding, just to the point, straight up rock machine. The way that I like to think of the CE range is like the Les Paul Studio is to the Gibson lineup. So the Satin is taking the CE range to the extreme, giving you the most simple satin finish. Because of this much more simple finish, they're passing the savings on. They're debuting this at a rather wallet-friendly $499, which is a nice £50 saving over the 2023 gloss model. Looking at the specs for a little while, we've got a solid body construction made from mahogany. It has a shallow violin top carve and of course that satin finish. The neck is a 24 fret, 25 inch scale length maple neck with a rosewood board and a 10-inch radius. The 10-inch radius is a nice middle ground between the flat and shreddy radiuses and a slightly more vintage and rounded feel. What's really impressive is that they've offered coil splits on a push-pull tone pot at this price. Having the push-pull on the tone control rather than the volume is an excellent choice. They've really thought through the playing experience with this. If you've ever played a guitar with the push-pull pot on the volume control, you will know exactly what I mean. It just gets in the way. So I mentioned at the start that I think that this might be the most important guitar release of this year, and I'm about to tell you why. The most recent releases from Epiphone have been the Dave Grohl, which since our last episode are going on pre-order at around the £1,200 mark, and the Adam Jones, which is going for around £1,500. So on the surface, it seems like companies like Gibson and Fender are continuing to push those prices upwards, whereas this PRS seems to be trying to offer something at a more affordable price point. Now, it is really unfair to compare the top end of Epiphone's lineup with the bottom end of the PRS lineup. However, if we take into consideration the big artist releases from PRS in the last couple of years, we're looking at the John Mayer Silver Sky SE. They were released at around £850 and now can be found as cheap as around $599. If you look at the Epiphone equivalent to the SE, you're probably going to be looking at something like the SG standard, which is a double cut guitar with 2 humbuckers and mahogany construction. Though they're broadly similar, they're not like for like, they do differ in a few ways. The Epi is of course a gloss finish to start off with, but the PRS has got some features like the coil split which the Epiphone just doesn't have. The lower end Epiphones tend to be made in China, whereas the majority of the PRS SE guitars tend to be made in Korean factories. That being said, the info on the country of manufacturer for both guitars is not easy to find, so citation for this may be needed. Assuming that that is the case, however, there is a massive difference in terms of production costs between China and Korea, and as a rule, Korean-made guitars tend to have much tighter quality control too. And I'll be honest, I have not played a bad PRS SE, whereas I can't say the same for Epiphone. So, is this PRS taking a personal swipe at Epiphone and saying this is how it's done? Or is this just me reading into the situation a little bit too much? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, so drop them down in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, because it really helps us out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again on the next one.